Hello and welcome to another edition of Kaleidoscope on Channels Television. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Anne Nwawadu. On Kaleidoscope today, we have a chat with the Managing Director and CEO of Nigerian Breweries PLC, Essaadi, as we discuss the organization's progress in over 75 years of existence and its sustainability efforts in helping society grow. Once again, welcome to the program. Nigerian Breweries PLC is the largest brewing company right here in Nigeria, serving the Nigerian market and West Africa. Let's find out more. Nigerian Breweries PLC is a subsidiary of Heineken. It was incorporated in 1946 as Nigerian Breweries Limited. In June 1949, the company recorded a landmark when the first bottle of Star Lager beer rolled out of its Lagos brewery bottling lines. In 1957, the company commissioned its second brewery in Aba, and the name became Nigerian Breweries Limited. Then the Kaduna Brewery came in 1963, with the Ibadan Brewery coming in years later in 1982. Following the coming into effect of Companies and Allied Matters Act of 1990, the name of the company was changed to Nigerian Breweries PLC to reflect its public limited liability status. In 1993, Nigerian Breweries Limited acquired its fifth brewery in Enugu. Nigerian Breweries PLC now has 9 fully operational breweries from which its high-quality products are produced, like Star Lager beer, Gulda, Maltina, Legend Extra Stout, Amstel Malta, Fayrouz, the Heineken, which was relaunched into the Nigerian market in 1998, and several other brands. In 2014, as a result of the merger with Consolidated Breweries PLC, more brands were introduced. 54% of the raw materials used are sourced locally. Nigerian Breweries PLC is listed on the Nigerian Stock Exchange, and as at December 31, 2019, it had a market capitalization of approximately 472 billion naira, making it one of the largest companies in Nigeria by market capitalization. It has also received several awards in the capital market. We still have the Managing Director and CEO of Nigerian Breweries PLC, Essaadi. Nigerian Breweries PLC says it is committed to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 1 and 2, which is no poverty and zero hunger. But how much have you been able to achieve so far since you started?
That's a great question, Anne, to start with. Nigerian Breweries, with a legacy of 75 years, we are not only here in Nigeria to make money and to run away. We are a respected international corporation, major shareholder Heineken, and both locally but also globally we're making huge investments in making sure what we call the triple P, beyond the profitability, the planet and the people. And to zoom in on the planet part, there is huge things we do. We have a number of trust funds that we make donations to. We have their boards of trustees that look at various projects that make sense, and to make sure that we play our part in fighting, if I can use that word, these two elements that you mentioned. Not an easy feat in a country like Nigeria, but I think we all have to try to make it better, and I think that's where we are, and that is what we will continue to do.
I know your organization is one of the foremost when it comes to sports in Nigeria. How many activities have you covered so far, and can you even measure the impact you've been able to make?
We're in the business of producing, marketing, and selling beer and beyond, and beer has always been a social lubricant. So beer and sports go very well together. When there's a celebration, whether that's daily, but especially when teams like football teams play together, whether nationally or locally in competitions, there's always a lot of enthusiasm and excitement. And Nigerian Breweries is proud to have been part of the Nigerian Football Federation for quite a number of years, notably with brands like 33 Export, Star and Maltina. So sports for us is an integral part. Beyond football there is a number of other sports that we're involved in, but I just wanted to mention the football specifically, because it's a huge sport in Nigeria with lots of passion, and yeah, we're again honored and privileged to be part of that with the NFF.
Young talented individuals need a platform to showcase themselves, especially in this country. What is Nigerian Breweries PLC doing to give youths a chance?
This is one of the critical things that we're looking at. We do this, by the way, both within the company, looking at our own talent and making sure that we really develop future leaders in Nigerian breweries, because this is critical. Also looking at the way the world is changing so fast, but if we zoom into Nigerian talent and how do we support in various arenas, maybe starting with film, the can I say famous Nollywood movies, and we've just gone through the African Oscars last weekend, the Africa Magic Viewers Choice Awards, where we were with Amstel Malta a very prominent part, and yeah, that's where we we recognize and celebrate Nigerian talent that in difficult times, coming out of COVID-19, it's not been easy for the industry, but what we do see is lots of creativity that we are trying to embrace, and also to showcase that even under difficult circumstances like we see in Nigeria, that it is possible to have a dream, to pursue the dream, and to also arrive. And I think these things are when people arrive, females or males, I think it's a great inspiration for the people of Nigeria. Things to look up to, but also to celebrate the success. When we look at Nigeria on the map, these were African awards. Nigeria was able to take away quite a few of the more major prizes, so also something to be proud of. If we look at, and this is a program that we sponsored, the Goulder Ultimate Search for a long time, and actually by popular demand, we've been told you gotta bring it back, you gotta bring it back. So last season we brought it back and created lots of excitement, I think, on television, and it's a show that is engaging, but also that it goes beyond only participating. You have to be quite resilient and strong, and show the things that in a way Nigerians love, but how do you progress, how do you set yourself apart? I think this program is a real testament to, if you push yourself hard, you can achieve, and I think that's been a great example. If I think a bit more in general, we have a thing called the Nigerian Breweries Empowerment Program, where with young people we give opportunities for them to pursue initiatives, creative ideas that we use as a sort of a startup platform, which is very well received, and they're trying to co-create to see with the next generation what's cooking, and how can we also, as an organization that's been in the country for a long time, how can we learn, can we share, how can we reapply the things that with these youngsters that bring fresh pairs of eyes oftentimes, and how can we together progress as a business, and also I think ultimately as a people in Nigeria. So there's hundreds of programs on youth empowerment altogether, so the list is long, but just to share a few.
As far back as 1994, Nigerian Breweries committed about 100 million naira to the education sector. Looking way back, comparing that time to now, what have you been able to achieve in the education sector, considering the number of out-of-school children in the country?
I dare say we achieved a lot. We established a trust fund named after one of our previous chairmen, Felix Oiweri, Education Trust Fund. We come together on a quarterly basis. We inject their substantial amounts of money, both from Nigerian Breweries, but also as part of Heineken from the center. And we're investing in projects, and we really try to go national to see whether it's in the east or the west or in the north, where can we support. A great example is the Pan Atlantic University, where we commissioned and built, and actually with the commissioning, the School of Science and Technology building that was there commissioned by Mr. Felix Oiweri himself. Heineken invested there together with Nigerian Breweries $1 million into this, and that serves as an example of the importance of education, that the way we see it. And there's lots of smaller examples where we are involved in building, re-establishing classrooms, educating also teachers with the Maltina Teacher of the Year award. So there's lots of elements to education that we believe are important. The sustainable future of Nigeria is about generations to come. How do we keep people here, and how do we make sure that they get the education that they deserve? And we're quite a strong advocate of this, and also quite proud with our board of trustees to have been able to bring to life the various projects over the last more than 25 years, since 1994. So over a very long period of time, and very much committed also to continue to play our part in this very critical sector of the economy.
Excessive use of water contributes to water stress globally, and I know that water is one of the major components when you are manufacturing as Nigerian Breweries PLC. What is your company doing to ensure that, for example, SDG Goals 12, which is responsible for consumption and production, is achieved?
Yeah, the water is an integral part of what we do. 95% of our beers, of our product involves or is actually water. And we operate nationally. We have 9 breweries across Nigeria, and 4 of these 9 breweries are in what we call water-stressed areas. And the objective and also the ambition that we have set out for 2030 is, and that's part of our carbon neutrality efforts under the umbrella of Brewing a Better World. So very much broadly looking at sustainability, but to zoom into water. We are trying to make sure that the water we extract from the environment, that we also give it back. So we call that water balancing, and the water balancing we do partly with using less water in our operations, purifying the water that we spill over, and then to return it back into the environment. But also projects like tree planting, and you'll say, what does that do? But just to give back also to the communities. And we're talking, and there's a project in Ogun State Forest Reserve where over 600,000 trees are being planted, and with the ambition to do lots more. So big projects to make sure that we play our part in making sure that what we extract, that we give back, and that we are no longer a net polluter, because that is maybe the way local communities, governments will look at the way we produce our product, that we're extracting more than we actually give back in commercial product. And I think we've come a long way. Brewing a Better World as an umbrella program started more than 5 years ago in the world of Heineken, and also now in Nigerian breweries.
Kaleidoscope returns in just a moment, and we definitely have more for you, so please don't go anywhere. Welcome back. You're still watching Kaleidoscope on Channels Television. We still have the Managing Director and CEO of Nigerian Breweries PLC, Hans Essaadi. How do you source for materials you use for production? Do you source them locally, or do you import some of them, or do you even work with farmers, maybe local farmers, to help get some of these products right here in Nigeria?
Yeah, that's another great question. And when we come to markets like Nigeria, the objective ultimately is to source locally. This is a big objective, and if we can get it to 100%, we will for sure do it. If we look at where we are today, with the complexity of our portfolio and the products that we represent, about 50% of all the raw and pack materials that we use are sourced locally. And let me mention specifically one, which is the sorghum. Malted barley historically is the main ingredient of beer. Malted barley is not produced yet. We're working on that, or harvested in Nigeria. So we have found and cultivated, with the support of many local farmers, an alternative to malted barley, which is the sorghum. And in many of our products we use as a main ingredient the sorghum. And that in itself is, I think, a great effort in trying to make sure in the value chain that people can benefit from a business like ours. And local sourcing, this is also discussions we're having with government, both locally and federal, is how can we further extend. There is still a number of materials that are either not available or not available at an affordable price for us, or in the right quantities to purchase locally. But we're working hard over the years and the years to come to grow further that percentage of 50%. Given the overall challenges in Nigeria, one can say that 50% already is a good number, also compared to where we were some years ago. But we have the conviction in our supply chain team. We have a technology team, that is looking at how can we, especially in raw materials, how can we further extend even the local sourcing as a percentage of total.
So let's go personal now. You joined Nigerian Breweries as the new CEO on the 1st of August 2021. What a time. It's almost a year now. Tell me what your experience has been like.
Yeah, this was still right in the middle of COVID. And and I'll try to speak and use a few angles to it. I'll give you the outside-in view, and it is unfortunate, but it is something that I learned when I got the promotion. One of the biggest, nicest jobs in the world of Heineken. But when you speak with your family, you speak with your friends, and tell them about the adventure, if I may call it that, to go to Nigeria, then you get frowns. People go, wow, and use words like interesting or are you sure? And that makes you think. What my wife and I did quickly is we talked to people that had been in Nigeria, had worked in Nigeria, and almost unanimously, everybody that had worked here, the people we talked to, were actually very enthusiastic and positive. So there is a big difference between the outside in and then once you're on the inside. And so when we arrived, and it's clear that there's challenges when you sit in traffic in Lagos, or, not every day, but oftentimes you go and wonder. But there's lots of positive things, lots of beautiful things to mention, and that starts with the people. It has to be. the positive nature, the can-do mentality of the Nigerians, the passion, sometimes the loudness, but there's always something going on in Nigeria. And I think that given the on-the-ground challenges, to have a people that is still so positive and so resilient, because we have, as Nigerians, overcome not only COVID-19, but many, many other challenges. And even today there's challenges, and there will always be, I'm sure, challenges, but it's been quite a feast to be part of this. And what we see as a business is that, we're getting out of a period where times were a little bit tougher. And I think, working with the team here, to see also within the world of Heineken how Nigerian Breweries is one of the bigger, prouder operating companies of the corporation, is holding its fort, and what the narrative is, and how people within Nigerian Breweries, the talents or the senior managers, how they can express themselves. We joke about how eloquent Nigerians are. There's lots to learn from the way that Nigerians look at business, and the way they can accept challenges, and the way they can also overcome them. And more also there in our global world becoming a role model. So it's been an adventure. It's been a positive adventure. It's been full of mostly positive surprises. When you live on the islands and you see what the lifestyle is, and yes, there is poverty, and yes, we're working on that, and we need to be very, very respectful. But my personal journey has mostly or almost always been very, very positive, if I may say. The first, obviously, I recall the jollof rice, but which is one of the first things that I sampled. But I cannot come with the meat, the spicy meat, the suya, and you can cut that. And the first thing I sampled actually was we were at an event, and they brought us the chicken suya, and we sampled it together with a beer, and that I think until today is still my favorite favorite food in Nigeria.
Nice. Your company's corporate social responsibility vision is winning with Nigeria. How much is Nigerian Breweries PLC willing to do to make sure that you always stay relevant, you always get that vision, and you continue to win in your business and, of course, in helping society grow?
Yeah. I dare say it's winning with Nigeria and Nigerians, because it's a very people-centric way to look at business moving forward. We are quite determined, and lots of examples have come through already in the questions that you asked earlier. But corporate social responsibility will become the way that next generation, whether that is people coming out of universities, future employees, stakeholders, customers, consumers, the way they will look at business. It is simply no longer good enough to come to a market, to make some profit, to express yourself on the stock exchange, to say this is the money we made, and run off and share with the shareholders ultimately. I refer to the Triple P, and we are determined. We're quite determined to not only becoming the most adaptable, but also the most progressive company in Nigeria. And what that means is that we will have to continue to invest and maybe accelerate even the way we look at the revenue and the profitability that we create, and how do we give this back in a way that is acceptable. And if I think about consumers and the way they look at organic and the way they look at more natural, away from sugar, away from unnatural ingredients, the way we look or maybe have a dialogue with government around what is the right thing to do. We had a discussion on the water, but carbon neutrality, the bigger piece there is we want to be seen not only as the biggest brewer, but also we want to be seen as the most respected business in Nigeria. That's partly a dream, which we're working against, and please, we are really determined also to put money behind this, because otherwise it's talking, and we need to find ways to walk the talk. And if you look at our annual reports, and you look at CSR initiatives and the way that we're giving back and the way we're taking this seriously to ultimately become a green company, that's very much the objective. We're in a good place. We're not there yet, but we're determined to continue on this journey.
Well, they say there is no exercise better for the heart than reaching down to lift people up. And we encourage more organizations to continue to do just that. That's the program for today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, you can keep up with past editions. All you need to do is go to youtube.com/channelsweb, click on playlist, then scroll to Kaleidoscope, and you'll see as many editions as you want. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe. I'll see you soon. I'm Anne Mwawadu.